to the mantra. Okay. Om Ragadhirogam Satatanushaktam Asheshakaya Prashatam Ashesham Autsukyamoharatidam Jagana Yo Purvavaidhyaya Namostu Tasmai. Namaste, dear.
Yes.
Today we reach Devyapnopi Hrinabhyora Domadyor Dosam Shraya Vayohora Tribhuktanam Tentamadya Digakramat. Om.
Yes.
Arunadatta Sarvangasundara commentary.
Okay.
Please.
Can I start?
Yes. Let me put bigger. Okay. Now I think it's better.
Vyapino bihrunnabhyo ratho madhyortva samshrayah vayoho ratribhuktanam tendamadhyadigakramat is the sutra. These two lines together explains the first one is the location of the doshas, and second one is how the day, night, and while eating, etc., the doshas are being predominant in our surroundings and in the body. This is what is the explanation of these two sutras. Going to the Arunadatta's Vyakhyana, te vyapinopi. Te vyapinopi is not there in that you can find out. Hrinabhyo radho madhyordva samsarayaha alone is there in the explanation. So, te vyapinaha api. Te means here in this adhigarana, in this context, te means doshaha. Sahatau te. Te means plural. So te is doshaha. Vyapinaha plus api vyapinopi. Vyapinaha means spreaded. Api always. So api also. Vyapinaha, where it is spreaded? It is spreaded in the whole over the body. The whole body, the three doshas are spreaded. Even though the doshas are spreaded all over the body, that explanation you cannot see in this Sarvangasundara. He is explaining on the second part. Even though the three doshas are spreaded all over the body, the main locations are below the nabi. Nabi means, you know that, navel cavity, below the navel cavity. That is for vata. In between navel cavity and heart is the place of pitta. And above the heart is for kapha. This is what is the meaning, direct meaning of the line. Now let us go through the... No, I did not complete it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So adhascha, madhyascha, urdhvamcha, adho madhyo urdhvani. This is the vigraha vakya of adhascha, madhyo urdhvamcha, adho madhyo urdhvani. Tani saṁskṛtaṃ. Saṁskṛtaṃ means ashraya. Ashraya means depend on. Yesham te, those who are. That is the vigraha vakya of adho madhyordva samsarayaha. So there are three locations: adaha, madhyaha, urdhvam. So adhascha, madhyascha, urdhvam cha. Tani samsarayaha. Samsarayaha means asrayaha. The location. Yesham te, those who have the location. Adaha, madhyaha, and urdhvam. Adaha means below. Madhyaha means in between. Urdhvam means above. Now the second part of Vigraha Vakya, Hrinnabhyoho, he is telling, Hricha, Nabhischa, Hrinnabhi, Tayoho. When you say, it becomes Hrinnabhyoho. This is the Vigraha Vakya of Hrinnabhyo. So Hrinnabhyoho, Adho Madhyordva Samsrayaha, Vigraha is told by the Arunadatta. You should understand that when you say Hrinnabhyoho, it is the space for in between. When you say below, you should take the bottom part explained over there, that is navel cavity. So below navel cavity in between navel cavity and heart and above the heart. Such a way you are supposed to take the meaning according to the Sanskrit grammar over there.
Okay.
Hope you understand. So the scholar has given only the Vigraha Vakya in that context, and in the first part of the sloka is explained in the next Vyakhana. Te vyabinobi sarvasharira chara abhi hrannabhyoho adho madhyordva samsrayaha. You can find out. Te means vadadayaha. Vadadayaha means vata, vataha, pittam, kapaha, cha. All the three. Vyapinaha api. What is the meaning of vyapinaha api? Sarvasharira chara. Moves all over the body. So those vata, pitta and kapha, even though they move all over the body, mainly hrannabhyoho, mainly in between hrannabhi and nabhyoho ataha, below the nabhi, and hritaha urdvaha, above the heart. Here, in grammar, he is using, you should use the word visheshena. Why he have to use visheshena? Visheshena is added with the support of vakya shesha tantra yukti. Visheshena tishtandi, you have to say. Who are te vadadeyaha. Putra tishtandi nabehe ataha, below the navel cavity. Visheshena, the word meaning of visheshena is specific, in specific, in particular. That meaning, to get then only you can say that even though it is spreaded all over the body, in specific, Vata's main karmasthana is below navel cavity. Pittam's karmasthana is in between navel cavity and heart. And the kapasthana is above the heart. So you are supposed to use the word visheshena in the sutra to get specific places or locations or seats of the three doshas. I hope you understood.
Yes, it's clear. And when we finish this part, I'm going to ask about the Siddha medicine and we make a problem about that. But let's keep the argument here and then we digress.
Okay. Going to the next one. Nanu kimidam vakyasheshatvam nama, he is explaining. Why this vakyasheshatantra yukti is applied here? What is the purpose of this vakyasheshatantra yukti? Yasmin galupate anucharyamane artham gatim pashyanti acharya. That means whenever in a sutra, yasmin means in sutra, wherever anucharyamane, the word is not being told. Anucharyamane, naucharyamane. The word is not specifically told in that sutra. But arthagadim pashyanti. Pashyanti means understands. See, observe what they are observing. Arthagadi, the flow of the meaning of that sutra. And the flow of the meaning of the sutra, automatically a word is, the meaning of that word is being told by the acharyas, the great scholars. That is why, even though the word is not present in the sutra, we are supposed to add it when we are writing in the prose order. Then you will get the perfect meaning of that sutra in total. Then why they are not writing the word in the sutra? Because there is a definition for the sutra that the sutra should be with the minimum words. With the minimum words, with the minimum sense it will give first, and with the knowledge of the person, he will add the things into it while understanding automatically from previous context and etc. with the support of the Adhikarana Tantra Yukti. So he can understand what are the words to be filled over there. So such a way, a learning methodology was kept by the scholars to reduce the size of the textbook. Instead, remaining can be recalled by them by using this tantra. So even though the word is not present in the context, the meaning of the word is automatically coming when a person understands the sutra. Thus, the word can be added when you write it in prose order. That's why it is called Vakya Shesha Tantra Yukti. Prakṛti or Vakya Shesha. Hope you understood.
Yes, good.
Now, Uchcharana kale tena vinā abhideya siddhehe. That is the thing. Uchcharana kale, when you are reciting the sloka or reciting the sutra, when you are learning the sutra, when you recite the sutra, when you do the patha of the sutra, tena vinā, you are not getting that word. While reading, the word is not there, but while understanding the word, automatically the meaning of the word automatically comes in your mind. That is the speciality. That is why Shesha, that which is not here, but you have to be added. That sense you are getting. This one more line is for the purpose of Vakya Shesha. And not over.
Sorry.
Vyakhya kale, at the time of explanation, manda buddhi vyutpattaye. When the teacher is teaching to a person who does not have an experience of learning sutras, the teacher automatically tell the word and complete the sentence and give the meaning. The teacher automatically get the presence of the word from the meaning. But for a learner, he has to tell the word and explain. Thus, the teacher add the word for the purpose of, actually the mandabuddhi means the learner who is beginning, who is learning the sutra style for the first time. For such people, the word has to be quoted and told, even though it is not present there in the sutra. Up to this, the Arunadatta is giving explanation for Vakya Shesha Tantra Yukti. So Vakya Shesha is nothing but the word is not present in the sutra, but while understanding the meaning, automatically the meaning of that word is being understood by the learned scholars. And for a learner, the word has to be added, then only he can understand. Thus, adding this word is called as Vakya Shesha Tantra Yukti. Clear?
That's the biggest problem, because people that read shlokas,
it is not at over. It is not at over. Still nabhe is there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Tatra nabhe vayoho. See, Hirannabhyoho atho madhya urdhva. These are the three places taken. Hirannabhyoho atho madhya urdhva. Actually, Hirannabhyoho, the word is of Hrit and Nabhi. When you use it, the people will confuse whether the three places are inside this space. No, it's not right, because Hrit is the upper limit, Nabhi is the lower limit. So when you say below, you should take the lower limit. That is Nabhe Adaha. When you take Urdhvam, you should take the upper limit. Upper limit is Hrit. So above Hrit. And when you say Madhya, so in between the lower limit and upper limit, that is Nabhi and Hrit. Such a way you have to understand. You should not understand that three spaces in between Hrit and Nabhi. No, it is not right. This Anvaya, this style of understanding the sutra is, you should take Ataha in the lower limit. Lower limit is Nabhi. Nabhi means navel cavity. So below navel cavity. When you say Urdhvam, the word, you should take the upper limit, above upper limit, that is Hrit, above Hrit. And when you take Madhya in between, you should take in between Hrit and Nabhi. That is the way of understanding this sutra. Okay, clear?
From the Ayurvedic point of view, I interpret this as above the heart, meaning that the heart finishes here and it's above where it finished, so it's the collarbone.
Yeah.
And from the Nabi, it's below where the Nabi finished, so it's the iliac crest. Because I understand from the Sanskrit point of view, but from the Ayurvedic point of view, makes more sense to say that the kapha sthana, it's above the collarbone. And the hrid is a way to show this, but it's not a precise Ayurvedic description. It's a poetic way to express in the shloka, but I think if you interpret from the area in the heart, is not going to be
listen
the kapha.
Listen this. Actually, when you learn the Dosha Vijnaniyam, 12th chapter, they will say Uraha. Uras is the main sthana of kapha. Uras means, you know, that your vakshas, that means chest part. So to notify that, they are using the word hrit, that's all. That means the chest and the above part is the sthana of kapha. You don't have to take the specific organ hrit, but that space to get that one, as you told, poetical, or just to complete the vritta, they have used the word hrit. You don't have to take hrit as the specific place. You have to take vakshasthala, urasthala.
Yeah, because this division is also going to be again divided. In the upper part is going to be kapha, the middle part is going to be pitta, and the lower part is going to be vata. In the middle part, the upper part is going to be kapha, the middle part is going to be pitta, and the lower part is going to be vata. And the lower part, the upper part is going to be kapha, the middle part is going to be pitta, and the lower part is going to be vata. So it brings more divisions with this concept, as Sanjay explained. And now I think it makes sense. Nanu?
Nanu hrinnābhyoriti katannirdeshaha yavada prani angatvat egavad bhave sa nabumsakamiti nabumsagatve hrinnābhi iti prapnoti. Actually, hrinnābhi, when you say, you should use how to use it. So he is telling that hrinnābhyoho katannirdeshaha. Kadam hrinnābhyoho is being explained over there. Yavada, as such, Hrit and Nabhi are the two parts of the human body. There is a grammatical rule. When you say the Dundu Samasa for the parts of a body, it should be in Ekavachana.
Okay.
So there is a rule. Sanabumsagam, nabumsagatve hrinnābhi iti prapnoti. You are supposed to use the word hrinnābhi only. But how you have used the Dvivajanam here is the question. It goes on down 3 sutras, the explanation. Why hrinnābhyoho is used as Dvivajanam by opposing the rule of Panini in grammar. So the next sloka is telling that prāṇyanganam samāhāre eva dundvaha ityasya prāyigatvad na egavad bhavaha. When you say the samāhāra dundva part alone can be ekavajanam. So here prāyigatvad, generally, that's all. So there is exemption is possible for ekavajanam. That is the reason we have taken here hrinnābhyoho as dvivajanam. There is a rule in grammar. When you use samāhāra dundva, even though there are 2 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 members, you don't have to use bahuvajanam. You can use ekavajanam only. It is only for samāhāra dundva. So here, we are not taking it as a samāhāra dundva. We are taking it as a simple dundva. So there is no problem of using in dvivajanam. If at all, it is not nabumsaga also. We don't want to take nabumsaga also. So we kept it as its own linga and we add it as dvivajanam. This is the explanation Arunadatta is giving. Why it is used in dvivajanam? Because it is very strong rule that you are not supposed to do anything, any mistake in the grammar, especially Ashtadhyayi. So Ashtadhyayi says that you are supposed to use ekavajanam because hrit and nabhi are the parts of the body. Hritchanabhischa hrinnābhi. But it is in samāhāra, collection. But here I am not taking it as a collection. I am taking both of them as separate. So I don't want to use it as separate. So I can use dvivajanam. I don't have to stick with ekavajanam. That is the reason here Vagbhada used. That means you just imagine Vagbhada is a great Sanskrit scholar. He knows that how to create exemption in the rules of Panini. He does not want to take it as samāhāra. That is, as if you would have taken samāhāra dundva, then it would have been a big problem. As he has taken 2 points in the body, separate, he did not use samāhāra dundva, so he can use dvivajana. That is the reason below Nabi, above heart, in between Nabi and heart, such a meaning he could take. That is the capacity, the subject knowledge or language knowledge of Vagbhada in that shloka. Still he is not finishing. Can you go to the next one? Yes. Here also he is giving little explanation on the grammar part with a quotation, because in olden days, if anybody created a word against Panini's grammar rule, that book will not be admitted by the scholars. So it is the responsibility of the Vyakyanagara justify why the author has done it with the proper references. So next line also, just to justify why Hrinnabhyoho used in Dvivajanam. Tathacha uktam sarovi dundvo vibhasha egavat bhavati iti. There is a word called vibhasha.
Wait. Question. This atra brahma is still going in the same sense, in the same discussion.
Here I am going to tell you the explanation for why it is used in Dvivajanam. Atra means here, brahma means going to tell. Now we are going to tell. Yeah, justifying. Correct.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
Now, after giving his explanation, he wanted to give a reference that in such books also it is being used. Tathacha uktam, he is telling one more explanation. Sarvo bidundo vibhasha egavat. There is a word vibhasha. This is also Panini grammar only. Vibhasha means not compulsory. It is may. May used ekavajana. It means you can use other vajanas also, Dvivajana and Bahuvajana also. So Panini himself told that the Dvandva can be used in ekavajana when it comes a body parts. But if you want it necessary, you have the freedom to use it in other vibhakti, because egavat bhavam is always vibhasha. Vibhasha means pakshika. Pakshika means may. It's not strict, nitya, compulsory. Clear?
Yes.
Then he is giving drishyadecha anyatra api. I will show you in other textbook also, the same prayoga can be seen. You see, research methodology actually. After telling the opinion, he gave the justification with the Panini's line itself. Then also he is giving one example where it is Tadacha Rudra Bhattaha. Rudra Bhatta is a great poetic of that time. Kavya Alankara. It's a poetic book actually. In that book, he used the same type of prayoga in his textbook. That book was well established at the time of Vagbhada. So Kaudilyam Kachadichaye Karacharana Adharadaleshu Ragaste. It's a poetical line. In that one, Kaudilyam Kachanichaye. This is all actually he is explaining about Kaudilyam. It is being bent in shape. Kachanichaye. It's a beautiful prayoga. Hair is there. In that one, nicha, it's burnt. Okay. In that one, kara charana adara dala. You see, kara charana adara. These three are body parts. If Panini's rule is there, he would have used it into ekavajanam. But kara charana adara daleshu is using daleshu in saptami bahuvajana. He would have taken ekavajana means it would have become kara charana adara dale. Saptami ekavajana. But he is using daleshu. Even though they are the body parts. Kara means palm. Charana means feet. Adaradala means, you know that, lips. So all are body parts. If Panini's rule is very strict, if it is not vibhasha, if it is not pakshika, if it is not exemptional, then Rudrabhata would have been wrong by using karascha, charanascha, adaradalamcha. He would have used karacharana adaradale, but he used adaradaleshu in saptami bahuvajanam. Thus, as Rudrabhata in his Kavya Alangara used the same way of prayoga. There is no mistake in the text written by Vagbhata, because Rudrada's Kavyavada is widely accepted by the great scholars. Clear?
Yes. Next example. Tata.
Asaiva Grandhagradaha. Here, he himself, Ashtanga himself, has made once again Shiraprishtorasam Shulam. Shiraprishtorasam is a single word. That space is not there after Shiraha. Tyagoji.
Just a second.
Shiraprishta, Sanskrit. Yeah, it's a single word. Yes, that's all. Shiraprishtorasam. Because Shiras is there. Prishta. Shirascha, Prishtascha, Urascha. Tasam. So, Shiras is a body part. Prishta is a body part. Uras is a body part. If this Panini rule is compulsory, he would not use Urasam in Shashti Bhuvajanam. He would have used Shiraprishtorasaha in Egavajanam. He did not use Urasam. Shashti Bhuvajanam is used. That means it was widely accepted by the great scholars. So Vagbhata's Prayoga is conscious only. It is not a mistake. Clear?
Yes.
Not only there, in many places he is using in that one. Next example he is giving again Nidana in Janu Jangorutkandhamsa Hasta Pada Anga Sandeshu. You see, Janu is there, Janga is there, Uru is there, Kati is there, Kati is there, Amsa is there, Hasta is there, Pada is there, Anga is. All these things are body part. He would have used only Egavajanam. But Sandishu, he is using Bahuvajanam. Vagbhata himself is again using the Bahuvajanam only. Thus, it can be accepted. It can be consciously done by Vagbhata. It is not at all a mistake. Clear?
Yes.
This is all justifications, references from same textbook and other. Next also say, next you see. Tatha vayu sandhi asti majjasu. You see, sandhi, asti, majja, also body part only. There also majjasu, saptami bahuvajanam is used. So what Rudra Bhatta has done is right that wherever you want in separate, you can use as a Bahuvajanam or Dvivajanam or whatever it may be, even though they are the body parts. So the exemption.
Wait, dear, just a question. This part, Vayu Sandhi Asti Majja Su, is in also in Nidana, Adhyaya, Nidana, because it doesn't give it a reference here, so I imply that it's in the same, right?
Yeah, yes.
I'm going to bring this together.
Yes.
Because it will make more sense. In that way, there was no reference there, so it could be a little bit lacking. Okay, this can go.
So after giving this many examples, finally he is concluding. Arunadatta is concluding. Tasmat.
Okay.
Prannabhyoridi prayogaha nyaya eva. Tasmat means thus. Thus, Prannabhyo in Dvivajanam, Shashti Dvivajanam is prayogaha. That usage is nyaya. Nyaya means justificable, justified. So I justify the prayoga in Hranabhyoho, in Dvivajana, even though it is the Dvandva for the body part. There is no mistake because the author himself has used the same prayoga in many places. In addition to that one, Rudra Bhatta also used in his Kavya Alankara. Thus, this prayoga is widely accepted. There is no grammatical error in this prayoga. Clear?
And the purposeful action
Yeah, it's a purposeful action.
Not
Yeah.
negligence.
Not a negligence to the Sanskrit grammar.
To rules.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Now I have two questions actually.
Yes.
One it's easy, another one is problematic. The first is that usually it starts from the beginning of the shloka, and here the te vyapnopi is not commented.
In the beginning, it came next to one, right?
Yeah, it starts just like from, did I miss this on the typing, or it's not there in the commentary?
1 minute.
Because if I have missed, I have to type.
Let me see.
If I did not type, because in the previous one...
No, you are right only. You are right only.
So
he started from Adascha only. He started from Adascha only.
It's a kind of different, right? Because usually they go word by word.
I think the reason behind it is more than the importance of te vyapinaha in this particular sutra, according to the Adhikarana, the specific seats of the dosha is explained. So he wanted to give the importance to them first, then even though it is spreaded all over. That meaning he wanted to give only secondary. That is the reason he is using the first specific part first, even in Vyakhyana.
Okay, I have a kind of making problems here. Usually these were in leaf palms, right?
Yeah.
Can it just be lost because it's not
Never.
Of the style of the author to do like this?
Never.
Usually he goes word by word.
Yeah, it is true. But in this context, the specific seat is very important for the doshas. So Arunadatta wanted to give that first, then only he wanted to give the te vyapinopi.
Okay, now I have the more problematic question. People from Siddha medicine take the first part of the day as vata, the second part of the day as pitta, and the third part of the day as kapha.
Who takes?
Siddha medicine. From the Siddha medicine. From the... And I believe this is a wrong translation. But my point is...
Probably it is wrong because I don't know how they are dividing the day. Actually, if you see, there is no possibility of such arrangement at all, because morning is the time when your vata from the night is completed. Kapha is the dosha going to start, because the sun rays comes, all the moisturous particles will be released, so automatically it is jala kala, apya kala.
Yeah, I can sustain that opinion with the idea that in the morning the atmospheric pressure goes up, in the afternoon it goes down, in the beginning of the night it goes up, in the end of the night it goes down. So from a natural point of view, we can sustain the Ayurvedic view that it's kapha, pitta, and vata.
Yeah,
this I can see. This week I was having Marma classes with people from Tamil Nadu, and when I was in India with you, for the first time I got to know this idea that in Siddha medicine the order is inverted. And I said, this is strange, but I'm not going to judge yet. I'm going to see.
You tell me the order, how they are making, how the order they made?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to write in the WhatsApp group now for my my teachers and say, please, since in Ayurveda, it's like this, and in the natural world is like that, what is the yukti that in Siddha they sustain the interpretation, because I think it's a wrong interpretation, since we just looked in the shloka, and the shloka itself is not a clear shloka in the sense that you have to use Vakashesha Tantra Yukti. There can be several ways to interpret this wrongly. My opinion is that it's wrongly interpreted in the culture. But it's a bold statement to say that it's a wrong interpretation. I want first to ask, what is the reasoning that you sustain this? Because
yeah, that is what you have to ask first.
If there is no reasoning, I'm just going to say maybe it's a wrong interpretation. And
yeah, yes. Sometimes what happens, you know, it may not be the atmospheric condition they are speaking. Suppose maybe the effect, body effect according to their medication.
Yeah, because the point is, in the morning, you should give treatment to the marma in a more gentle manner, in the middle of the day in a more intense manner, in the end of the day in an even more intense manner, in the sense that it's vata kala in the beginning of the day, it's pitta kala in the middle of the day, and they call shleshma kalama in the end part of the solar day. From all the Ayurveda I have studied, I have found just one occurrence where we can say that vata, pitta, and kapha goes in this order instead of the kapha, pitta, vata. The only occurrence that I feel that it's in the pregnancy, we have two metabolisms going on. In my point of view, the mother in the first trimester, it's increasing kapha. In the second trimester, it's increasing pitta. And in the third trimester, it's increasing vata so that the labor can go on. But in the first trimester, the baby is increasing vata. In the second trimester, it's increasing pitta. And in the third trimester, it's increasing kapha, in my interpretation. So when the mother is in kapha, the baby is in vata. They both match in pitta. And when the baby is in kapha, the mother is in vata. This is my view. This is the only place where I can see the line vata, pitta, and kapha as a biological line. It makes sense to me that to say that the baby goes in this order, the mother goes in the other order, and they balance.
That possibility is there.
It's the only thing in all the Ayurveda that I study that I could find idea of this order of vata, pitta, and kapha.
I think the same way, in the morning time, whatever be the medicine they are giving, that may be making the effect in the human body to increase vata in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, such a way, the medication maybe they arranged it in such a way. Possibilities.
Yeah, we can interpret that it's to increase vata and instead of that vata is higher.
Yes. Such a way they may be, it would have been interpreted.
You can say that it's better to increase vata in the morning, but to increase pitta in the middle of the day is going to be problematic. The kapha in the end of the afternoon, it's fine, but to increase pitta in the middle of the day, this interpretation is
probably their way of thinking is not simply the whole body heat or anything, maybe more concentrate on some other parts of the things. Possibility is there.
Yeah, I'm going to ask this soon.
Yeah, probably such a thing will be there because they give human bodies, kapha reduction will be in the morning according to their treatment, especially increasing vata. That means their medication may be to increase vata, not to reduce kapha, to increase vata.
Okay.
So in the patient's body condition, increased vata may be in the morning session. And in the afternoon, automatically, because their medicines are very sharp. So in the body of the human being, the pitta may be predominant during the day, no doubt. In the evening, the medication that which they are giving may be in such a property that it increases the kapha in the body.
Yeah, we need to check the context where this line of thought is being applied.
You have to go for adhikarana, you have to go for the medicine property they are giving and what is happening in the patient. These things, if you verify, if it is justificable, then you don't have to say that the wrong interpretation. It may be a right interpretation.
Yeah, I have learned not to say it's a wrong interpretation from the first sentence. Leave it for the second.
Adhikarana is very important. Because
I already understood that.
Yes.
So dear, we have from Hemadri's on this shloka. Not a big part. If you want, we can go off them now. If you want to leave for our next session, depending on how you're feeling, if you're tired or if you're energetic, what do you feel best?
Tell me how much we can finish. Some 10-15 minutes we can sit.
Yes, I think it's not a big problem. We can go a little bit.
Now we can go. We can go, no problem. We can go.
Okay. We are here. Dosha sthana.
Can we go? Can we go?
Yes. Are you seeing there already?
So yes, I can see now. Now you see here it is interpretation of the Hemadri. So how he is giving the explanation, let us see. Dosha sthanani aha. Always Hemadri is straight to the point. He will not explain much on other things, direct to the point. Dosha sthanani aha. So this particular description gives dosha sthana. Doṣāṇāṃ sthanam. Sthanam means seat is going to be told. Te vyāpinaha, you see, he started with te vyāpinaha only. So even though they are spreaded, he started. Tani cha trini. There are three. Why? Three places are there. Prānabhyoho ataha vayoho sthanam. Madhye pittasya urdhvam kapasya. This is the order you have to understand. Prānabhyoho ataha. It's the beauty of that one is Prānabhyoho ataha. Below Nabi alone, he is not telling. Prānabhyoho ataha. If you take Hrinabi as a single place, Adaha, below places, Vayoho. Madhye, that means Hrinaabhyoho Madhye Pittam. Hrinaabhyoho Madhye Pittam. Hrinaabhyoho Urdhvam Kapasya. Sarvadeha Vyapino api yo yasmin adikyena vartante tattasya sthana. This is what is the explanation. Sarvadeha Vyapitve. Their normal nature is sarvadeha vyabitvam, spreading all over the body. But still, api, but also, yasmin adhikyena, yasmin sthane, in which place they are, adhikyena. The word is very beautiful word. Adhikyena is not quantity wise, it may be in the action wise. That's why adhi is being adhikyena, adhi. That word has got such a meaning that more in its action, where it is coming, vartate. Tadatasya sthanam. That should be considered as the sthana of that dosha. That means in which sthana the karma of the dosha is specific or more or excess or more. That place should be taken as its sthana. So that is why Prānabhyoho adaha vayuhu, because maximum movement is happening over there. So vayu. In between Nabi and Hrit is the Amashaya and the Pakvashaya, etc., etc. So there automatically the karma sthana of Pitta. Now, the maximum sthana, that is Urdhva Jatru, is the main places where the kapha is very, very important. So there the kapha sthana, more action is kapha. So this is the way the three sthanas, because of its adhikya, adhi. Adhi is a very important word because of adhikya. Not more than the limit quantity wise, it is in its action wise. Coming to the next sutra. Prānabhi shabdhabhyam tadu ubayo adhipradesho lakshyate. It's a beautiful, again, beautiful place. Prānabhyo shabdhayam tadubaya avadhi pradeshe. Avadhi, you have to take it as a limit actually. You have to take it as a limit. Avadhi means limit. Avadhi means limit. Prānabhi as the limit you have to take. So when you say adaha, below Nabhi will come. When you say urdhvam, it will come above Hrit. So avadhi pradesham, avadhi is a limit is the meaning. Avadhi means a limit. So Hrit is the lower limit and Nabhi is the lower limit and Hrit is the upper limit. So when you say adaha in the Anvaya, below Nabhi, and above, when you say above Hrit, that idea will be automatically. If you do not use such a way, if you do not use them as an avadhi pradesha, what is the problem comes? Hritaha ataha vivayu, because you have to take Adha Shabda for Hrit also. Below Hrit. Vayu, you have to use, it will be a problem. So that is the reason you should take it as avadhi. Avadhi means limit. Okay? Clear? Can you hear, Tyagoji?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
I agree completely. But
Yeah.
I was on mute. Okay.
Okay.
A little bit.
So next one, dosha kalānaha. That is the next sutra.
Wait. Just explain why there is this line between one thing and another.
Ada yesham sagalat kala vyabinam api niyata kalatvam darshayannaha. This is also for the next part explanation only. It's telling that it is in all kalas, all the rasas, all the doshas are there. Morning also all the three doshas are there. Afternoon also all the three doshas are there. Evening also three doshas are there. You cannot say that two doshas are absent in the evening and two doshas are absent in the afternoon. But still, here also specific action of the dosha has to be mentioned. That's why in the next part of this sutra explains the specific time in which in specific dosha is going to be more in action.
So he's just moving from place to time.
To kala. That is the purpose of this paragraph.
Okay.
Shall I explain next one also?
Yes. There's not so much we can finish.
But he did not use that vaya, who Arunadatta's vaya is not seen over there.
Where?
Either you failed to print.
Maybe I have to type.
Yeah, you failed to type it. You
Okay,
stopped
I'm
only
going to next section. We take the type.
Yes, I will complete this Hemadri now. Come on.
Okay, we complete the Arunadatta next session.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes. Dosha kalānaha vaya iti. When you say kala for a human life, vayas has to be taken as the first one. So vayaha, that means sharira varinamaha. How the vayas is being considered? Sharira parinamaha. Parinamaha means evolution. Evolution of the body is the basic status or the measure for considering the vayas. Tasya antaha, when you say the last part of the sharira parinama, that is vriddha. Vriddha means increased one. Tat vayoho kalaha. That kala is vayus kala. Madhyaha, yauvana avastha, where there the growth is happening. Stabilized growth is happening. That is pittasya kalaha. Adihi, balya avastha. No system is perfectly grown up. Thus, it is balya avastha. Childhood, that is kapasya kalaha. This is the justification for vayak kala. Here, the beauty is, he starts from the vriddha, then madhya, then pala. You know, till now he was explaining vataha, pittam, kapaha in that order. Suddenly he jumped into kapa, pitta, vata, right? Reverse order he is going. He would have told here adi madhya anda, but anda madhya adigaha kramad he used. Why? It's a big question. Very clear that vayuhu pittam kapaha is the order in our sutra. If it has to be available, you cannot say morning is for vada, afternoon is for pitta. So he wanted to make the order reverse by adding a single word in your sutra, anda madhya adigaha. Here you have to take the reverse order, then only you will get the order told for the doshas. Clear?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
So, anno antaha, that is why anda part, end part is always beginning, because they wanted to say vayu first. So, anno antaha, that is aparannaha. The end part of the day, in Sanskrit, the terminology is aparannaha, evening. So, that is vayohos kalaha. Madhyaha, that is madhyannaha, that is pittasya kalaha. That is the kala of pitta. Adihi, purvannaha, that is before anna. So that is purva, first part of anna, first part of the day, that is kapha. So end part of the day is called aparanna, that is the vayu kala. The middle part of the day is called madhya anna, it is pittasya kala. And the first part of the day, that is called purvana, that is kapha kala. This is about a day. First day divided into vayas. Now day. Now ratri. Day alone is not sufficient. So going for the ratri in the next sutra. Ratrehe antaha. The name is apararatra. Ratrehe antaha is nothing but apararatra. That is Vayu sthana. Actually, apararatri includes our Brahma Muhurta actually. Apararatri second part is actually Brahma Muhurta. That is why the people are advised to get up in Brahma Muhurta, because Vata Kala, the excretions will be complete. So Mala Visarjanam has to be done. Body cleaning has to be done, because Vata Kala is the best time for that. That may be the reason that particular Brahma Muhurta has to be awakened. That also the second part of Apararatra will be included in the Brahma Muhurta. Okay, Madhyaratri is known as Madhyaratra, that is Pittasya. So that is why people should never be in Jagarana in the middle night, because midnight the Pitta has to be allowed to act properly for the proper digestion. Then last part is Adihi. Adi, first part is Purvaratra, that is Kapha Kala. So in olden days, there is only 2 time food. Actually, after sunset, the people will never take food. Before sunset, they will finish, because the first part
I agree with that.
the first part is Kapha Kala. If you take food at that time, the digestion process will not be proper. So it's not good for the health actually. That is the reason after sunset, when the Kapha Kala, the people are not advised to take food. In disease condition, you can, but otherwise you are not supposed to. It was a strict rule in olden days. Coming to the next, Bhuktam, actually, Nigirnamannam. It's a beautiful name. Nigirnamannam, when the food is being slowly coming inside and entering into the digestion process. So in that process, according to that one, that girnanam means falling actually. Tasya antaha, when the food is completely fallen inside, then automatically pakvavastha, vayoho kalaha, complete digestion over. Now the middle part is visheshena dagdha avastha. It is not completely digested. It is visheshena dagdha. So automatically it is pitta kala. And the first part, you know well that it is in the amashaya. So it is amavastha. It is kapha kala. See, this is the way it is coming. You know that amashaya on the top, pitta in between pakvashaya and amashaya, and in the pakvashaya, generally vata for the further movement. You see, this is the way the 3 kalas of the food digestion is being told. I hope you understood.
Yes, it's clear.
Next one is Vyapinobi ityanuvartate. You see, he is also telling last, the Vyapinobi. From the previous sutra, you can take all the 3 kalas. It is Vyapina only, all the 3 kalas of the day, all the 3 kalas of the age, all the 3 kalas of the Ratri, all the 3 kalas of the Bhukta. All doshas are Vyapinaha, spreaded. But Visheshena, here also you have to add the term Visheshena. In particular, Kala Visheshaha, in particular to the time. Like sthana Visheshavat, like we told in the sthana also we added Visheshana Shabda. Here also you add Visheshana Shabda and understand the meaning. So specifically in this kala, in this particular dosha will be more in its action. Clear? So we have completed Hemadri for the second part of the sutra. The other one you did not type. So that we will do in the next class.
I'm sorry, dear. I jumped over the particular prominence of them as just a second.
Actually, prominence in action is very, very important. It's not it's physical presence.
As described above. Okay, so next session we finish the Arunadatta's about the time factor.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
For the people on YouTube, this was a little bit big session. Usually we don't do so much, but anyhow, today
No.
we were with someone spending. Thank you, Arunadatta, once again for sharing your knowledge with us. And if people in the YouTube like this video, there is the playlist where we discuss the other topics previously. Just a final mantra so we can finish it. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Avidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Namaste, dear. I'm going to say to you today, just have a good rest, not have a good dinner. Kidding. Just a joke.
Communicate with them. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.
Yeah.